Clermont is a curator who works at the Jeu de Paume, which was basically a place that was used as a depot for the stolen artwork. And she was accused at the end of the war of being a collaborator because she was only one of 60 people. She's only a French national who was there, and she was seen as collaborating with the Nazis to move the artwork through. And in fact, her real work went on at night when she would record the provenance of the work, where it was being taken to, the track numbers, in an incredibly Ashburger's detailed way, and that's the catalyst for the sort of the third act of the movie, because obviously the Monuments Men know the work's disappearing, but they don't know where it's going to. So Matt's character Granger hears about her and then has to win her trust, because of course, as we all know, there's a real fear on the part of the French that the works were going to either go to Russian collections or go to the United States. And so did it really matter whether it was stolen by the Germans, the Russians, or the Americans? And so it was really important that she trusts Granger to know that the work is going to go back to the families from whence it was originally stolen. I don't think a false note can radiate out of Matt. He is one of the truest actors I've ever had the fortune to work with. This is the second time we've worked together. We worked together in our 20s. We were very young. So it's wonderful to be working with him again after, I'm not going to say all this time. But yeah, no, he's incredibly, incredibly true. And he's able to make, things that could be, there's a way of telling this story that could be incredibly melodramatic, but he brings it back down to its essence, and I think, that's a real talent. He's able to keep a lightness on set, a buoyancy on set, that somehow, but he's absolutely aware of the gravitas that's fueling the journey of the Monuments Men and all who come to connect with them and their task. But because of the buoyancy on set, it never becomes heavy or turgid, and so I think that's it's those sort of two forces that are at war within Mr. Clooney produce a really unique energy. They're men who were spurred on by a higher ideal, and all of those things that we take for granted that are in the great museums of the world, either in our hometowns or in places that we want to go to, like in the Uffizi or in the Louvre, that a lot of them were returned by men who were sort of asked to do an impossible job. And I think the pain for them, which is our collective pain, is that they didn't achieve everything they wanted to achieve. Because obviously a lot of, you think about so many works by Picasso, for example, that were actually destroyed, but they saved so much. And when you're asked to go behind enemy lines and negotiate with generals to stop bombing a certain church because you're about to destroy a certain window or a piece of religious sculpture, and you're met with the absurdity of that ask, given the loss of human life, which is very real. You think, how did they even save what they saved? And I think it's an extraordinary, selfless thing that they did. I think it's summed up in the image of Bob Balaban and Bill Murray held in the same frame. I mean, George has cast it brilliantly, and unusually, and he's assembled a bunch of anti-heroes to tell a heroic tale. And certainly when I talk to people about the angle that it takes on the Second World War, I think it opens up the Second World War in a way that and you get a completely different perspective on it.